Hello everyone, welcome to Textbox. My name is Abdul Kumar, Java trainer, 5+ years of IT experience. This is the code Advanced Java Session 5. In this session, our agenda is we will cover what is multi-threading, what is the life cycle in the thread, what is the thread priority, what is the thread pool, and what is the synchronization. This all topic we will cover in under this session. So, so what is multi-threading? Basically, this is a very important topic in our Java or in any other programming language. So multi-threading means running a multi. Basically, what happens? First, let me tell you what is a multitasking, multi-processing, then multi-threading. So what happened? What is multitasking? First, I will tell you what is multitasking. So multitasking is basically an ability of an operating system, that is short form also known as a OS, to run a multiple task. Multiple task means process at the same time. Okay, that is called multitasking. Means when you performing more than two operations at a time, that is basically called as a multitasking. Okay, so my like you are listening to music. Okay, like you have opened a browser. Okay, in browser you are open, like you are searching something. Now you have opened YouTube and listening to music. Now you have opened to the Instagram. So that is basically called as multitasking. Is performing different operations. Okay, at the same time. That is multitasking. Okay. And there are different types of multitasking also. That is a primitive multitasking and cooperative multitasking. Okay. So then what is multiprocessing? Basically, then multiprocessing, what happened? Multiprocessing is used to when is I can say it, multiprocessing is the use of the two or more CPUs. Okay, CPUs, okay, within the single system to execute a multiple process simultaneously. Then it is called as a multiprocessing. Multiprocessing when two or more CPUs. That is a we know that we have core 1, core 2, Intel core 8, core 6. So basically means your operating core 2 means your operating system can perform two operations simultaneously. Core 6 means six operations it can run simultaneously. Process means working. Okay. So each process can work on a different task at the same time. Okay, like you are running two different tasks. So and you have two core processor, so means there will be two core available in your system. Each core will be run on the different types of process means the task under execution. Okay, so two core will be run, and every core will be working on each different process. So each process has its own memory space, make it independent for other. Java do not support basically Java do not support multiprocessing as easily. Okay, two chefs working in a different kitchen and cooking different dishes. So that is basically come under multiprocessing. Okay, but if one chef is working making two to three dishes at the same time, that is multitasking. Okay. Multiprocessing means two chefs are working on the two different dishes. That is multiprocessing. Key feature is because that work are basically done parallelly, because two-person are cooking two different dishes. The work is done parallelly. The time is basically minimized. And multiple cores are used. Okay, each process runs independently because every process work on one CPU, one core, and that's why each course run independently. Memory use, each process has its own memory spaces, and Java example like process builder is basically an example of multiprocessing. Okay, then we have understand what is a multitasking, what is a multiprocessing. Let's now understand what is a multi-threading. Okay, a multi-threading means running a multiple thread. Thread are basically a small part of the process. Basically, what I can tell you, uh, like like you have a software team. Okay, in the software team there are different software developer. Okay, that software developer working on different process or different tasks. Means they are working on a different thread. Every thread perform different operation. Okay, So that is basically multi-threading. There are different thread which each thread perform different operation. Okay. In multi-threading means running a multiple thread. Thread means a small part of the process that will perform different operations simultaneously to perform the task parallelly. That is called a multi-threading. So example like useful in the game servers, downloading and uploading the page means in server you have started downloading the things and simultaneously you are playing the game. That is a multi-thread, different thread are operated means you are playing like a some spider game. Okay, a spider can run, jump. Okay, so there are different thread which are performing different operations. Means one thread can jump, perform a jump operation. One thread can run, is it can perform run operation. That are different types of thread that are performing different operation. That is called a multiprocessing. And multi-thread basically there is a one task means one person, it can run one thread, it can jump second thread. So means one person performing different operation and that operation is performed with the help of the thread. That is called multi-threading. But basically thread are the lightweight sub process. मतलब lightweight sub process share memories with other thread at the same process. Okay. Benefit more effective use of the CPU and faster execution. Example, web browser, you are loading image, text, video, and other different types of thing. Now, so I think it is now clear what is multi-threading, multitasking, and multiprocessing. Okay, multitasking means multiple process. Okay, um, multitasking means different tasks you perform. Multiple process are involved means more than one CPU are basically used. Multiprocessing means multiple processor CPU, so multiple CPU and cores are involved. Then multi-threading means different thread performing different operation. Okay. Now, what is thread? Thread are the lightweight sub-processor. Multiple thread share the same memory or space, can run the task concurrently, means two, three tasks can run simultaneously. Okay, that are thread. And key feature thread share the memory, less resource consumption, take less memory, good for tasks like downloading, animation, and it is of the called thread. So let me give you a small brief. A multitasking done at the program level is called thread. Basically, a multitasking done at program level is called a thread. Okay. The main purpose of thread is to improve the performance of the application by reducing the execution of the time. Okay. Like I have to find some file in our system. Our system have C drive, D drive, E drive. Okay. So what happened in multitasking? Multitasking performs several work in unsequential order, and the time between the switching the task is very less, so it gives the feel that multitasking is performing at the same time. So what happens in multitasking, when you perform different operation at the same time, basically it will switch from one operation to another operation, and the time between the switching the task is so less that it seems to our eyes that they are performing multitasking at the same time, but basically it is not. It is giving some time and spaces to drive C. Basically, I want to search the file. It will go to C, then D, then E, C, D, E, C, D. Keep on like, changing the space, time, and everything. It's it's unsequential work. It's basically happening in multitasking. So that is what. So multitasking is use thread. So basically multitasking is use the thread. So we cannot use the thread where sequential work is happening. Means we cannot use the thread where sequential work is happening, like street light signals, lift of the building, because they we cannot use unsequential. Means if it is green, red, then it should be green so that vehicle can move. Okay, it cannot be again green, again red. It cannot be unsequential. Okay, there are two ways we can create the thread in our thread. Thread can be created in the two ways. By implementing thread class, the thread class have a run and start method. Run will basically create new thread, and run and start will basically the start the our execution. Okay. And then we have a runnable interface, which only have the run method. Okay. So this is the basic difference between multi-processing and multi-threading. You can see for interview perspective. Now, there are two ways for creating the thread. But first is thread class that have run method and start method. Okay. Then runnable interface that have only run method. Okay. That is the two ways we can create the thread. Okay. Okay. What happened? Then you will ask what is run method and start method. Okay. So basically, run method contain the code that define what the thread will basically do. Means with the help of run method, we create one thread and write the logic inside that thread. And when the thread will be run, means basically it contain the code and define what basically thread will do. Okay, we it is like the main logic of the thread. Okay, now calling a run method, what happen if we call the run method directly? Calling a run method directly will not start a new thread. Okay, it is like a normal method to concurrent thread. For running a thread, we have to basically call the start method. Okay, start method is used to start a new thread. Okay, so that is the difference between a run and a start method. Now what? Okay, let me show you different. These are the thread life cycle. What is basically a thread life cycle? When we create a new thread with the basically we create a new thread with the help of new we create a new thread with the help of runnable interface or thread class. Okay, then the thread will basically go to a runnable state. Means thread is ready to run by the start method. Okay, then after that it will go to running state. The JVM will call the run method where the all the logic will written down to implement. Okay, then there will be basically more than one thread. Okay, this is in this scenario the one thread is basically go to runnable state and go to running state, and other the thread basically will be in the blocked and waiting condition. Okay, when one thread will be completed, then afterward it will notify all the other threads which are in blocked and waiting condition, be ready, it is your turn to be executed. Okay, so all the thread which are blocked and waiting condition then will be ready. Okay, and after that when the one thread after passing to this they will go to terminated. That is the basic flow of the thread. Basically means one way we create a new thread with the help of thread class and a label interface, then it will go to runnable state. Means okay, runnable means ready state, then it will be running with the help of JVM, and then there are more than one thread. So other thread will be basically block and waiting condition, means it will wait for their execution. If the first thread will be finished, then this waiting and block thread will be ready for execution, and afterward after all this step the thread will be terminated, means completed or stopped. That is the basically life cycle of the thread. So we can also give the priority and pool. Let's me first go to our program and see create our thread first. Okay, civic class. Let me take class A only because it is easy for me. A class is in my mouth. Okay. Okay. Now we have a thread class. So we know we can create the thread with the help of thread class that have run and start method and runnable interfaces. Okay. So what we will do for thread class to class, we have to use extend keyword. Remember and extend keyword class A thread thread. Okay. Extend thread. This thread class basically have run and is start method. Run will basically write the thread logic for creating a thread, and logic will implement and start method basically run the thread, start the thread. Okay. Now it is very good. Now we will what? We will thread public class. What is this? I will remove this all. Okay. Hmm. Now we will override the run method. We have to override the run method. So first create a run method that is a public. We will public void test. Oh, sorry, run method. Public void run is a method. We will override this method at the rate OVE double RID. We have to override this method because this method we are changing the logic. Okay. Like I want to print number from 1 to 100. That is I equal to 0. I is equal to smaller than 10. And I plus plus means keep on incrementing the value. Curly braces. SYS, sorry. SYSOUP print that this is a run method. Okay. Oh, sorry, here. Int. Array, not here. Here it is int. Int I equal to. Okay. Now we have override the run method. Okay. Now what we will create the main method here. Okay. Now we will get a main method that is in this way shortcut public static void main string arg. That is the main method. Now create the object of class a1 equal to new a in this way. In this way create the object, and you can after creating an object you can call the start method to starting the thread. A1 dot start method, you can see cause this thread to begin execution. Java virtual machine calls the run method for this thread. Okay, the result of true thread is running concurrently, and the current thread which return from the call to the starter method, and the other thread which execute to in the run method. Okay. Now, I also want to print something inside our main method. So here also I will create a for loop int I equal to 0, I is smaller than 10, I plus plus, so that we can recognize this is a run method. So I will print here main. That is main will recognize this is a main method. This will print this is run, this is main. Okay. Now I will start that run the program in this way. You can see basically the in the thread multi-threading where the thread are involved, the program will run what we say unsequentially, means they are not sequential, means you can see first run is called, then this is run. Okay, first here the it is called, then main method is called, then this and this, means unsequential order. That's why we cannot use the thread where the sequential work is happening. Okay, every time you will get the different result. Okay, this time you are getting main run. Okay, every time you will get different results. See, main run main. Okay, unsequential order. Okay, that's why multitasking multi-threading where thread are involved, we will not use where sequential work is happening. Okay, like sequential work is happening in the road signals lift there. Okay. Now this is okay. Now what? Now I will show you how to create the thread with the help of runable interface. Okay, for runable interface, we will have only runable is the interface. So we have to what implements IMPLE, sorry, implements runable run. Okay, this it's have only run method. Runnable will only have run method, do not have the start method. Okay, so then how we will start the thread? Let me show you how we will start the thread. Okay, here it is getting error. Add the unimplemented method. You can see override it over. write the run method. Here you can write your logic. Like I want the same thing for int I equal to 0, say I is smaller than 10, I plus plus curly braces. I will print run so that I can see that is a this is running under the run method. Remove this. Then I will create the main method. Okay, and then I will created the main method. Okay, then I will object a1 equal to new a. In this way we have created the object. Okay, after creating the object we have to start the thread, but the runnable interface do not have the start method. So how we will do? We have to create the thread class object thread t1, sorry, thread t1 equal to new thread. Okay, and you can pass here reference variable of class 1, that is a1. Okay, then you can write t1 dot start, t1 dot start. In this way we will basically start the your program. Okay, and you can also create uh, for loop here, and I equal to 0, I smaller than 10, I plus plus curly braces, s y s o u t. I will print this is main matrix so I can understand which is main, which is not main. Okay, and I will run 1 minute. Okay, this is a exact code and run the program. You can see run main. Again run the program. Run. See, again run. Again run. Okay, this time you are getting different results. Okay, that's why it is unsequential order. Okay. Now, one more thing. When two threads are operating on a same data, then the data corruption might happen. Okay. When two threads are operating on the same data, then the data corruption might happen like this way. THRE thread at T2 equal to new thread. Let me start the thread again one more time. A2. I will create one more object a a2 equal to new a, and I will again start the thread a2 dot st, sorry, start not not a2, this is t2 dot st start method, and run. Okay, so this is the form. And you know, process is the program under execution, means active program. The thread is a lightweight process that can be managed independently by the scheduler. Okay. Mm. When multiple threads are operating on the same data, to then we for managing the multiple thread that are operating on the same data at the same time, so that there will be not a blockage, because that when the two thread operating same data at the same time, there may be blockage. Okay, to okay, for that we will basically use a synchronize keyword. Okay, synchronize keyword basically help us to manage the access of multiple thread any share resources. Okay, means synchronized keyword in Java, it is capable of controlling the access of multiple thread any shared resources. Means when two thread are operating on a common data, the data might get corrupted because of the multitasking. Okay, because then the multitasking will happening. Okay, to make the thread operate one after another, we use synchronized keyword, where in the thread which have acquired the lock can only execute the block of code, whereas the other thread which would been waiting condition, okay, a blocking condition, only when the first thread has released the block, then the other thread will get the opportunity to go on execution. Okay, so that is the basic synchronized block. Synchronized keyword we are basically using. Okay. uh, Let me show you the example. There are many thread are working. Then what you will do, you can use notify for notifying the other thread, and wait the previous later thread to wait for this. First, let me execute myself and wait for 10 minutes. Then I will complete my execution. Then I will notify you, and then you will start running. So that is the meaning of the wait and notify. So let me show you a small example of wait and notify basically. This is a public class here. As a public class, I want one more class that is B. I will create one more class that is B class. It is B. Okay. Public class A. Public class B. Okay. Now this public class B, I will what I will do? EX sorry. EXTE and ES extend thread. THRE thread class. Okay. Then one variable in total equal to currently total is 0. Okay. Now I will use the create a run method, and in run method I will use synchronize keyword. Okay. To for okay, so that data corruption may not happen, like public Synchor synchronize. Synchronized. Okay, okay. I will check this one. Synchronized while run method. Then first I will write the logic first. Then I equal to equals is smaller than let's say I plus. Then I want to total how much is basically total equal to total plus I. T okay, again is spelling T O T O T A L. Total equal to T O total plus I, means it will keep on adding the value up to the 10, and I will get the sum of 0 to up to 10. Okay. And after this completing this thread, I want to notify notify. Okay. After this thread will be completed, the notify method will give the notification to other thread. Be ready. Now it's your turn to run the code. What is this spelling? Spelling should be yes by and C. Okay, this is the part of the spelling. This is okay. Now class A, public class A, then main method, main method. Here I will basically create the B object of B class B, go to B, okay. Then B1 dot start to start the thread. Okay. Then synchronize method. Uh, Here I will we have to pass B1 or pass B1 synchronize B1 and try catch. I think wait not dot next thread. Please wait until this execution will happen. Till now, wait. Okay, and then at section E, so I will write E dot print stack trace printing the switch statement, and after this, I can write after this statement B1 dot total. What is the total here? Computer total. No, not this. I have to print. That's why I so UT B1 dot TOTAL total. Okay. We have created one thread. I have used synchronize keyword. Okay. Here. And I have notify means the other thread will be notified at the as this, that is basically this thread. This is basically a thread. Okay. As this thread is completed, it come here notify. The notify will notify the all synchronize basically help us to control the access of multiple thread and share resources. This is the another class main method. I have created the object of the class B. Okay. Then B1 dot start basically start the thread. This is a synchronize method where I have passed the B1 reference variable. Inside try catch plot, I have write B1 dot wait. Basically B1 dot wait basically wait the thread which are in waiting condition. Wait first. Okay. And then the synchronize block will run, and then after print statement. Okay, in this way we are running the, so after running we are getting the total equal to 45. So that is the example of the synchronization, synchronized block. Okay. Now we have seen told you the thread life cycle, and here in interview they basically ask what is thread priority, thread life cycle. This which I am telling you basically important for the interview perspective. Okay. So what happened in thread life cycle? We basically start the new thread with the text thread class and implements runnable interface. Okay. When we start, it will basically go to a runnable statement, ready state. Okay. Then there are multiple thread. So one thread will be go to ready start thread, and other thread will be in block and waiting condition. Okay. Then here in when the thread is running, we can use notify. Here we have used when the thread is running, we have used notify, this notify, and wait here, wait condition, so that other threads will be in waiting state, and after this thread is executed, then it will notify the all. Okay. But that is basically the logic of wait and notify. Okay. Then after one thread is basically completed, then it will run, then it will terminated, and other thread will come into execution. Okay. So that is the example of the thread. Okay. Similarly, you have also a thread dot sleep method. It means similar way in this sense. Here we have in place of wait also you can write thread dot sleep. Okay. Means it will wait for some microsecond. Okay. Like here also you can write, and you can give a microsecond, means 100 microsecond. Okay. This means the thread will be run after this 1000 microsecond. Okay, so this thing you can also do. Okay, then we coming to a thread priority. Okay, what is basically a thread priority? Thread priority means you have assigned priority like it, uh, every story priority means highest priority, low priority. Priority means highest priority will be run first, lowest priority will be run last. Okay, that is basically meaning of the priority. So thread priority decide here thread priority. Thread priority basically decide which thread is going to be run first and which is run last. Okay, if we set the priority, then it is the request made to the thread scheduler. Thread scheduler basically run the thread. Scheduler task is to run the thread where there is no assurity that it should be processed or approved according to the priority. Okay, it is not guaranteed that if it high priority it will run first according to the thread scheduler. Okay, the minimum thread priority is 1, maximum thread priority is 10. Okay, minimum thread priority is 1, maximum thread priority is the 10. Okay, and the normal thread priority is 5. However, we can set the thread priority. Okay, how we can set the thread priority? By we have a method set priority, and also get the priority. Get priority is a method. Okay, what is a thread pool basically? Okay, coming to thread pool, first let me show you the thread priority, how we are setting the priority and how we are getting the priority. Okay, like we have the, let me remove this all. Like we have the class B. Okay, and we have one variable, string 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 name. Okay, let's leave this. It is undefined, currently unassigned, and then our B class constructor string, we are initializing the value with the help of constructor. This dot name equal to name. This way we initialize. As you all know, how to constructor use for initialization of the variable. Then main method, create main method, create the object b1 equal to new b is the object. Here you have to pass the value of the variable. I will write Anuj, and I will create one more object b2 equal to new b. Okay, I will get other. Okay, now how I will set the priority after this. Okay, how I will set the priority? We will set the priority like b1 dot set priority is the method, like max priority, mean priority. I will in this way you can also write max, mean priority, or you can also type the number. Okay, similarly you can also write v2 dot set priority equal to mean. Mean is basically 1. Okay, this two priority I have set. Okay, in this way we are setting the priority. Okay, executor service help in maintaining the pool of the thread and assign them a task. Okay, executor service basically help to maintain the pool of the thread and assign them the task. Basically, thread pool is the area where numbers of thread has been created and they are ready to take the task and run. Okay, that is the basically a thread pool. And now let me first complete this program. And how this is the thread priority. Now how you will see what is the priority set in the thread. So you can use calling method, then a1 dot get priority. Sorry, we have b1 dot get the priority. In this way, you will get the priority. What priority has been set. Similarly, in SYSOUT, you can set b2 dot get priority. Okay, in this way you can see the priority, and now you can start uh, b1 dot start method. Similarly, b2 dot start. Okay, in this way you can start and create the thread run. Oh, run, PUBLIC, public void, run, sorry, no, SYSOUT. You can call this dot name, okay, in this way, save and run your program. Okay, now I'm getting priority 10, priority 1, and getting the answers, Anuj. Okay, in the name. Okay, because we have passed the created the two object, two values. Okay, now we have seen how to set the priority. Okay, and you can also the set the name. How you can set the name? Name of the name is name of this thread. Okay, you can also the set the name in of this thread like v1 dot set name, and you can give the name one one, and you can see the name also. Yes, by SOU in get name like v1 dot get name. In this way also you can set the name of the thread and get the name of the thread. Okay, thread one. Okay, this is the name. This way you can set the name and get the name of the thread. Okay, one more thing, this is a one thread. Okay, and this in main method there is also a one thread which is basically run. Okay, in main method there is also a one thread. They will in interview they will ask how many numbers are thread here. If there is one run method, so one thread. Main method there is by default one thread is running. Okay, inside the main method. So basically here currently two thread. One thread is this and one thread running inside the main method. One thread running in the run method. Okay, two thread. So now what is the thread pool? So basically a thread pool. ओपन हो जाओ. What is a thread pool? Thread pool basically instance of creating a new thread. Instance of creating a new thread every time a Java use a thread pool. Okay, to reuse the thread. Okay, with the help of executor service. Why? To save memory, improve the performance. Okay, this much definition is not so exact. Let me tell you according to my definition. So basically, thread pool are useful when you need to limit the number of threads running in your application at the same time. Okay, means you have created one application. There are multiple threads are running simultaneously. Okay, so you want to limit the number of threads running in your application, or you don't want to use multiple thread. Okay, then what you can do? So Java thread pool represent a group of a worker thread that are waiting for the job and reuse many times. In Java thread pool, there are a group of multiple threads which are created already that are waiting for their job to work, okay, and reuse any number of time. In case of the thread pool, a group of fixed types of thread is basically created. A thread from the thread pool is pulled out and assigned a job by a service provider or executor service. That will help us to improve the performance of your application. Instead of starting a new thread for every task execution concurrently, the task can be passed to a thread pool. The thread form contains a collection of the thread. As soon as a pool has a single idle thread, the thread is the task being assigned to the thread and it will execute. Okay, that is the basic services of the thread pool. The common thread pool, a fixed thread pool, cached thread pool, single thread pool, okay, scheduled thread pool, okay, spring thread pool, task executor. These are the different types of common thread pool executor. Okay, so this is the thread pool executor. And synchronization we have seen. Synchronizer basically help us to access the multiple threads. Okay, Synchronization is Java is a capacity to control the access of multiple thread and share resources. We use synchronize keyword so that a data concurrency, a data duplication, data corruption may not be happen. We can prevent this. That's why we are using synchronization block. Okay. So this all for today. This is all about the thread. Go home and practice. Okay, the interview question will be asked what is it multitasking, multiprocessing, what is a multi-thread, what is a thread, what are the thread life cycle. Okay, in this way. So, so thank you. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Bye bye.